Welcome everybody into the broadcast this afternoon. My name is Justin Wilkes, and it's with a heavy heart today. We, like many, many in the NASCAR community, have lost someone that we all grew up with. Uh, Kyle Busch sadly passed away yesterday afternoon to a mysterious illness that we have yet to get notifications from. So, like many of us, our hearts and prayers go out to his family. Um, go ahead and share your favorite Kyle Busch memory in the comment section, and I'll pin some for our next broadcast, just to kind of keep his memory alive. Not to say that his memory is going anywhere anytime soon. But as we sit in a holding pattern here in the actual Craftsman Truck Series race at Charlotte this afternoon, um, many in the garage I know don't want to go and compete this weekend because they lost a friend, a brother, a mentor. But most importantly, my thoughts and prayers going out to all the Bush family, um, especially Samantha, Brexton, and Lennox. Um, it's hard to lose a parent, especially at such a young age. So my thoughts and prayers, and I know everybody in the Reapers Studio family and the U.S.O.R.A family, our hearts and prayers go out to them. So tonight, this is for UKB, and on lap 18, we'll be pulling the trucks down to the front stretch and lining them up to have a moment of silence for Kyle Busch. Also, as well, uh, personally, kind of hit me a little harder this week, as it's the 7th anniversary of one of my friends passing away due to suicide. So this is kind of a bittersweet sweet afternoon for me to be broadcasting this, and thank you for tuning in. We'll see what these drivers can do here as practice is drawing to an end here, as we see the number 8 truck sitting on pit road in that iconic M&M's livery. So we have a minute and 30 left before we see these trucks in practice. So stay tuned momentarily, and we will get this party started. And hopefully we have a good duels. It's the first of 50 lap races this afternoon here from the Talladega Super Speedway. It's going to be action packed, bumper to bumper action. So stay tuned and, excuse me, let the fun begin. Yep, ain't that true there, James? I'm only here so I don't get fined. One of the iconic sayings that came out the mouth of that man. And look at that, man. The Ryan Blaney paint scheme making an appearance out this afternoon. Beautiful looking truck. Of course, Aiden Law in the RD camo livery on that Ram. And kind of in the same thing as throwing it to the tribute. You know, I know we had the Greg Biffle one later, but you know, Chris Ellis is rocking the Greg Biffle paint scheme today. So you know, it kind of is been a rough couple months here for the MotorStart community. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, or living under the rock, the motorsport community lost an icon in December with the plane crash that took the life of Greg Biddle and his family, and most recently, um, motorsports enthusiasts all know of Kyle Loftus of the 1320 videos founder. Sadly, tragically passed away not even 2 weeks ago, and then unfortunately, the NASCAR community um, devastated by the loss of Kyle Busch yesterday afternoon. So it's with a heavy heart. Everybody in the automotive world and racing world is gathered, and many tears have been cried uh, this afternoon by many of us. So this is for everybody that we've lost in the motorsports community. As we see Chris Ellis in the aforementioned Granger number 16, making his qualifying runs. A one-lap qualifying run here around the high banks. As you see that, the 18.
Hey everybody, just a heads up. Qualifying is going to be...
My apologies for that. I've got to turn them off. I forgot. Better. Sorry about that, folks. As we've got Brenton Horton in the number 18. Reapers. Studio. Chevy Silverado making his debut, as we have Donald Risto making his qualifying attempt. Waylon Bertram, there we go, is in the 21. Ryan Blaney Auto Parts. Chris Ellis is P1 in qualifying for the moment. Aiden Law in the 17, sitting 5th. There we go. Chris Ellis to the top of the board momentarily. We'll see as drivers come around to complete their qualifying runs where the field slots in. Let's see where the 18 slots in. He does slot into P2, about a car length and a half off of the pole. 0.3 of a second as we see Chris Lindsay going out on track to make his qualifying attempt. Finishing his qualifying run is the 21 of Waylon Bertram. See where Bertram slots in. Bertram down up to P2, knocks the 18 down to 3rd right now. As the 25 is on his attempt, we'll see where he can slot. As we see Chris Ellis still going around on track, getting some practice laps, seeing where his truck likes to run. Aiden Law jumps up to P2, but just barely edging out Waylon. Had to go to the 3rd decimal point for that qualifying attempt. And Brenton Horton cannot get that Chevy Silverado any higher than 4th at the moment. We'll see where Lindsay slots in, as he's going to take the green flag for his qualifying attempt in race 1 of 2 this afternoon. With that being said, like I said earlier, this is a dual race. So we have a 50 lap, basically a feature race here from Talladega to begin with. We'll have a 10-minute intermission followed by another 50 lap feature event. So stay tuned for that. There'll be a broadcast right here on Reaper Studios. As Donald Risto goes to P3, 3 cars all at a 004. We'll see where Chris Lindsay can slot. See if we can make it 4 of the 6 trucks that have qualified into the 004s. We'll Where does Chris Lindsay slot in? Momentarily, he will go 5th with an 008. As we see that beautiful rowdy number 8 M&M's Toyota Tundra of Hunter Bertram. We're going to reset that truck and try again for Hunter. And it does look like that will conclude. Nope, that will not conclude qualifying as we see Hunter Bertram now getting in that Toyota Tundra. He's going to loop it around. Very beautiful truck there, Hunter, if you're watching. Way to honor KB and with that truck. And before I forget, it is Memorial Day weekend this weekend. Many of you are going out of town with your family and friends this holiday weekend. Please stay safe. It is chaos out on their roadways. Um, and thank you to all the men and women who have served and are serving and are going through basic that are, learning to become soldiers, Marines, Navy officers, pilots, mechanics. Truly, it's one of the most patriotic weekends uh, besides 4th of July that we can honor those who are serving. So, thank you to all those who have served, are serving, and will serve down the road. As we see the 8 of Hunter Bertram warming the truck up to try to make his first lap on track here this afternoon. As the 12 truck making his debut. No sponsors on that Toyota Tundra. He's looking for sponsors. So if you're watching, go ask him if he'd like a sponsor or two. I'm sure he'd appreciate it and he would represent you well. Let's see where the other Bertram brother can put that truck. Still waiting for that blue Lucas Oil truck to make its qualifying attempt. Let's see where Hunter slots in as he goes on the apron. I don't know. Is that legal to be going underneath the double yellow in qualifying? I don't know. The admins are. And that will put Hunter in P2. Just barely off that pole that was set by Chris Ellis. We'll see where that 12 truck slots in here in the qualifying attempt. Small field this afternoon for feature 1 of 2 tonight. See where that 12 truck slots in. See where that 12 truck slots in. Nicholas Sasek will put that Toyota Tundra in the 8th qualifying position. Quite a bit off pace. And I do believe that should wrap up qualifying as I am not seeing any more trucks appearing on pit road for qualifying. As it does say we have an hour for qualifying, which I do not think is accurate. So we might get this session started here momentarily. So momentarily we will know once we start seeing the truck's grid if we're going to get green as I drop my phone on my toe. Ow. Don't do that. I don't recommend it. Um, as I do see that pace car out on the front stretch here at the Talladega Superspeedway. As we see sitting on the pole, rocking that tribute paint scheme to two great legends of the sport on the front row, Greg Biffle and Kyle Busch represented in 1 and 2. Hunter Burcham rocking the number 8 M&M's paint scheme as the Ford is rocking the Granger. Back behind him in row number 2 on the inside will be Aiden Law in the 17 Redeemed Ram. Outside of him in row number 2, starting fourth, is Donald Risto in the GCM Chevrolet. Behind him, inside of row 3, will be the 21 of Waylon Burcham. To his outside is one of the founding members of the U.S.O.R.A racing team, is Christopher Lindsay, and that's 19 Mossy Oak Ram. Starting behind them, as we see them popping up on the inside of row number 6, is that 18 of Brenton Horton. To his outside will be the 12 of Nicholas Sussex. And behind them, in row number 5, you see on that inside row, in the 26, Chevrolet rocking the Lucas Oil. Paint scheme made famous by Kyle Busch. Many wins in that paint scheme. Nicholas Deal. And last but not least is that number 50 truck, but the 10 of David Sharon rocking the Greg Biffle tribute paint scheme. And unfortunately, it looks like Isaac Morales is not going to make the start of the race, sitting on pit road. And that is your starting lineup for feature race number 1 this afternoon. And like I said, if you're watching the truck race, it is in a holding pattern on FS1. Very many tributes pouring out all over social media the past 2 days. Like I said, with the tragic passing of Kyle Busch, we all have a heavy heart in the racing community. Thoughts, prayers to his family, Richard Childress, and everybody that worked with him and went through his program. Without Kyle Busch, we wouldn't have a lot of the drivers you see in the Cup Series today, let alone, I don't think Kyle Busch would be the Kyle Busch we have today without him becoming a father. Once Kyle Busch became a father is really when the Kyle Busch of late made his presence known. Personally, one of my stories here as we get ready to go right down this long backstretch here at Talladega, um, my family has struggled with um, IVF treatments as well. I won't get into details of who in my family was that, as that is rather personal. But I know the struggles of IVF, and me personally, that's when I really started kind of secretly, liking Kyle Busch. Is when they decided to start Bundles of Joy and all that for IVF, and their story kind of captivated my heart, and kind of cool to see what they were able to do with that program, and um, what they were able to do for everybody involved in that. But like James Jones said, earlier when I talked to him, is my favorite saying of all time is, um, I'm just here so I don't get fined. You know, one of the iconic lines that he was just saying over and over and over. You could hear the annoyance in his voice, and so kind of one of the cool memories I have. And like I said, kind of emotional here for the automotive world, especially with these two trucks we see on screen here, leading green flag here of heat, race 1 of 2 this afternoon here, honoring 2 of the great legends of our sport that are sadly no longer with us. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we've got them racked and we've got them stacked. Welcome to the U.S.O.R.A Truck Series from Talladega. These are the dual races this afternoon, 2 50-lap races with a 10-minute intermission in between. As we see the field slowly starting to make their way down, approaching that restart zone, as we see this field lined up here behind our pace car. My apologies, there we go. As that pace car makes a hard left-hand turn onto pit road, these drivers are waiting in anticipation to see that green flag. No, the race is not going green. Maybe, possibly. Still waiting. Sorry, I was in slow motion. My apologies, I am way behind everybody. I don't know what happened. This is going to be a quick preview. Run through the finish as I see lifetime and scoring somehow did not alert me to being behind. Not what I wanted to have happen this afternoon. All right, as we got green. Back up here, we see that 18 Brenton Horton back out up front. I apologize, folks. Don't know how I became so far behind. I thought it was up to stuff. Go figure. I'm fired, I guess. As you see the packs thundering down the backstretch. As we see the 12 off pace. Brenton Horton in the race lead momentarily. Risto on his back bumper. Pushing that 18. The inside lane has momentum. The 2 KBM painted trucks on the inside trying to push. At number 8, M&M's truck back out to the race lead this afternoon. As we go high and wide over the Talladega Superspeedway down the tri-oval. Here we go, completing lap number 5, start of number 6. As they thunder into turn 1, the field's still very tightly matched. As we see the front 2 separating themselves from the rest of the pack. That inside lane is formed up. Single file, 3 cars to the outside row as we see shuffling, zigging and zagging down the backstretch. That was the Bertram brothers that were zigging and zagging up and down the backstretch. Field really broken out the front 2, bumper to bumper. Risto locked on the back bumper of the 18 of Brenton Horton. Horton leading the field this time around. Does Risto look to the outside momentarily, goes back underneath, follows him closely. That number 16 truck of Chris Ellis is battling that 8 truck of Hunter Bertram, as Bertram has the 26 of Deal right on his back bumper. And don't, excuse me, don't look now, but the 17 and 19 are closing as these lanes are now doubled up. We go 2 by 2 by 2. And unfortunately, they have left the 12 truck in the dust back there. Good heads-up racing for everybody this afternoon. Excuse me. As the field thunders down the tri-oval, Brenton Horton still in that lead. That inside lane is prevailing. Risto pushing the 18 of Horton back out in front, and Ellis behind him. Don't look now, but that inside lane is making moves as we see Deal say, see ya, I'm going where the momentum is, leaves that outside high and dry as we're going to have, oh no, don't look now, but that A-truck of Burcham, Hunter Burcham, is going backwards with no help at all. His brother says, I'm going down low. We'll see if the brothers can team up to get back up to the front as we have most of the field single file as a pack of 9 cars, my apologies. Zigging and zagging, trying to get momentum as we see the two Greg Biffle trucks going at it. Deal the push to the back bumper of the 50, which is also known as the 10 of Sharon. Sharon looking strong. Oh no, contact! We are gonna have a wreck. Caution is out. Oh my goodness gracious. Not what we wanted to see happen. The two Biffle trucks, Ellis gets into him. We'll go slow motion here. Just drifts up ever so slightly, tags Sharon, and around goes Sharon, and these two make heavy, collecting Chris Lindsay. Chris Lindsay gets up into the door panel of Sharon. Oh my goodness, and what a hit for Sharon to that outside wall. Oof. Hard impact on the driver's door. That left front fender destroyed on that Granger truck, and he'll have to limp it back to pit road to hit attention to his crew as heavy damage to that. Not what we wanted to see happen here this afternoon early on with this little trucks in the field. But that will let the 12 of Nicholas Saxis, I think I'm saying that right. If I'm not, please correct me. I am always here to make sure I'm pronouncing your last name correctly. That will be the first caution this afternoon for Cause. Big pile up, just one of those racing deals. Unfortunate to see that happen, and we'll get them stacked and we'll get them racked once again as we see the field in the hands of the 18 of Brenton Horton. Well, unfortunately, folks, not the start to the broadcast that I wanted this afternoon, with being somehow delayed that I didn't catch that memo, so I do apologize for that. No excuses. So my deepest apologies to, well, rather lacking attention to awareness today. I do apologize, and I will do better here as this afternoon progresses. As I'm disappointed in myself, but also the action on track has lived up to what U.S.O.R.A is known for. Action-packed, inside, outside, especially here at Talladega and Daytona. All these U.S.O.R.A drivers are all really great drivers. Wish I was out there, but you know, God, somebody's got to broadcast this thing, and I drove the short end of the stick this afternoon. Thank you, Brenton Horton, as well as you're in the car, for posting that link to the broadcast, because apparently I also forgot to do that as well. So I do apologize, Brenton. Thank you. I know you're watching. Thank you for posting that in the link. I know that can't be easy while you're driving and posting in Discord as well. So appreciate that there, buddy boy. One of my Reaper Studio teammates. Appreciate that, having my back. With that being said, I am going to mute my mic momentarily, let the trucks go circle around here, go grab a refreshment, and try to have a voice for the rest of this afternoon. I'm back. Nothing like a good Gatorade to quench the thirst, am I right? As we see the cars that were involved in that, the 21 with Burcham As we see beating and banging from the 25 and 26. Don't know what that's about. Maybe some fun, maybe some misunderstanding from on track. As we see the 10 of David Sharon making his way to a lap down, it looks like. Unfortunately, heavy damage for that truck. He looks like he will go a lap down, as we're going to have nine trucks, on the lead lap as we are going under caution here. As I'm getting word, hey Matt, in the wonderful world of YouTube land, um, and I had a graduation this afternoon, so that is why Matt Kraz is not with us this afternoon, which it is that time of year, so congratulations to all the seniors that are graduating high school and college here in the next week or two. Yeah, or longer, depending on where you live in the country. But congratulations to everybody that is graduating. You made it another year. Way to go. As we've got them racked and we've got them stacked. One more time here on the high banks of Talladega Superspeedway. They're going to take the green flag on lap number 13. And once again on lap 17, the beginning of lap 17, we are going to throw a caution. Allow the field to bunch back up. And on lap 18, we are going to bring the trucks around as in a moment of silence for Kyle Busch. So stay tuned for that. I don't know about all y'all in the wonderful world of YouTube, but I hope you guys aren't dealing with as bad as allergies as I am, because these allergies suck this year. I'm stuffed up and kind of congested. Making sure I'm actually live this time. As the field is racked behind that pace car, about to make its hard left-hand turn back onto the pit road, leaving the field in the hands of the 18 of Horton and the 25 of Risto. Two by two, 4 rows deep. As we are about to go green once again, as we see a little bit of contact between the two biffle paint schemes here before green. Green is in the air. Restart is going. The Risto spins the tires, and that 12 truck, Sask, gets up there and around. He slots into P2. Good move and good restart for the 12. The top 3 are both up 6 from their qualifying position, going to show you that qualifying does not matter here at a track restriction plate race. As we see that beautiful Lucas Oil Chevrolet of Deal on the back bumper of the Reaper Studio, patriotic paint scheme of Brendan Horton, pushing down the back straightaway. Don't look now, but the 21 of Bircham diving down below, and there goes the number 8 of Hunter, closing in on the back door of his brother. Here we go, the two Birchams. What are they going to do? Are they going to work side by side? No, the front two are pulling away. Tandem drafting and iRacing? I didn't know that was a thing, but they're putting 3-4 truck lanes between Deal and Bircham. I should say the Bircham brothers. To 21 and 8, bumper to bumper as well, trying to pack them as we get the draft back now. Don't look now, but I would expect that 21 to pop out if he can get a run. Leyland and Hunter, will they work together to try to get around? Around that 18. 18 still looking strong, holding steady right now. That 12 truck is dropping back, but he does have, looks like the back end of Risto back on his back bumper, but unfortunately the numbers are not in that outside lane, as we're going to see a little 3 wide momentarily. No, they thought better of it, but 2 by 2 in the back there. Looks like we got Ellis back there. We got Risto. Looks like Chris Lindsay's back there as well. and Sharon as well back there. As we got to see a huge momentum shift right there from Risto. Risto trying to make that high line work. Just can't. Oh, as we see the 19 of Lindsay pop out and go to the high side. Now there's 3 trucks on the outside. That front 4 group has pulled away by 4 or 5 truck lengths now. Those single file trucks are going to put away as we're going to go 3 wide in the back right there. They thought 4 wide momentarily. No, they can't. As we see Sharon way off in the distance coming off in turn 2 as these lead pack is going into turn 3. The first 5 trucks locked in stride here this afternoon from Talladega. Now we see the 12 popping out, trying to get the run. Can he make it stick? No, single file. Here we go, the first 9 trucks, single file. Nope, as I say that, there goes the 16 of Ellis to the high side. Risto picks him up. They will go to try to make their way up as they go tandem drafting. We've seen it work, but not very long. Now, oh no, they get a little squirrely. Can they save it? The 16 gets a little loose. He saves it. My word, what a wheelman right there. Yeah, heavy racing in the back of the pack this afternoon. We got Risto, we got Ellis, and we got Lindsay battling back for dead last here in the field. As we see, as I say, that Deal goes around the outside, and he's going to bring Waylon Burcham with him. Deal, Burcham, and Burcham. Now, don't look now. But Aiden Law is up there as well. Those 4 trucks have set sail. Oh my gosh, now we're going to have 3 wide momentarily. No, they settle it back out. What a race this afternoon we are seeing now. Here they go. As Sharon's way back there, the battle for the race lead is on. As this should be seen a caution flag coming out. I might have to do it this way. Give me 1 second, folks.
Caution, caution. You want something to drink? Yes, they'll take a Captain Morgan and Diet Coke.
As these drivers slow down to hit the front stretch. Unfortunately, you guys had to see me taking those effects because my button box is not working. And it is nobody else but Nicholas Deal. Slow it up there, Nick. Don't go across that checkered finish line like a bandit out of hell. I know you're rocking a rowdy paint scheme there, brother. No, what a fitting tribute it's about to be, ladies and gentlemen. That number 26 of Nicholas Deal and the 18 of Brenton Horton will guide these drivers around one more time on lap 18. And park the trucks on the tri-oval, as this lap is dedicated to the one, the only, the late great Kyle Busch this afternoon. If you're just tuning in now and don't know anything about the world of motorsports, we sadly lost Kyle last night, tragically in the hospital, from an undiagnosed illness that we will sure in the next weeks and months to come know what exactly caused it and what it was. As we know that 2 weeks ago at Watkins Glen, Kyle radioed for the team doctor to come meet him after the race at the trailer. Huge loss for everybody in the automotive industry that knew Kyle Busch. Even my local news station here out in the West Coast honored Kyle Busch yesterday afternoon with a fitting tribute. So his impact on the motorsports world reaches far and wide this afternoon, especially with the truckers that are at Charlotte Motor Speedway this afternoon for the Craftsman Truck Series North Carolina Lottery Educational 200. Heavy hearts, but here from the U.S.O.R.A team and Reaper Studios, this is for you, Kyle Busch. Gone too soon at the age of 41. And as these two make their way into formation this afternoon, that Lucas Oil truck made famous by the one, the only Kyle Busch, parked right next to the iconic 18 this afternoon, driven by our friend Brenton Horton this afternoon. Kyle, my thoughts and prayers are with you and your family. As we see the 18 back up and rolling, we resume the race this afternoon here from the Talladega Superspeedway. Thank you to all the drivers that made it out today for doing that. And to everybody watching, this is not normal. This is heartbreak. And this is just how we in the iRacing community, one of hundreds of sessions the past 2 days that have paid tribute to Kyle Busch. Many people posting online yesterday and this afternoon that I saw on social media. Uh, all the officials last night and this morning stopping on lap 18 regardless if there was a caution. Goes to show you the reaches that that man had to generations that have grown up with him. So thank you kindly for that. And now as the field races to catch back up to the pace car this afternoon, we are going to re-rack them and restack them. We'll see if anybody decides to take tires or fuel, because you do have 4 sets of tires in the pits this afternoon. As we see Brent Horton dropping down to pit road, will anybody come? Yes, the 12 goes with them. So does the 25 as well of Risto goes with them. We will see what these guys can do as we are a bird's eye view over Talladega watching the 18 come to the attention of his pit crew. We'll see if the right side tires go up on that truck, or maybe if gas and go stop. As Risto makes the way to his pit crew, we see the right side going up on the 12 truck, right side tires going in and fuel going into that truck. Looks like just fuel only for the 18. He's down on the way. Risto still on pit road. Looks like that's going to be 4 tires and fuel for that truck. As the 18 goes back with 12 4 tires and fuel. Don't look now, but Sharon 4 tires and fuel. We'll see what those guys can do with 4 freshies here. As we're going to hit the restart here on lap 21 of 50. Not quite to the halfway point. And like I said, this is, if you're wondering, this is the first of 2. As we hear our race control spotter, we have waved off the start momentarily. My apologies. Alrighty. As we see our race leader, he's going to drop that truck back down to pit road. He's going to bring the Lucas Oil truck down pit road to the attention of his crew. That will bump up. Burcham from the inside of row 2 will now be the pole sitter on this restart. As we see these 3 drivers on screen, these are the 4 tires and fuel, and I think Deal said, I'm going to go with you guys. He's going to try to make his way to the back of from the back to the front. With this small field, it should be easier said than done for that gentleman. Aiden Law and Chris Lindsay, these 2 trucks are so closely painted that it's, unless you're looking directly at the number, you could not tell which of the drivers you're looking at. 2 beautifully painted paint schemes. Couple rednecks there in row number 2. And don't look now, but the rivals among rivals, Blaney and Busch, sitting on the front row for this restart. What a beautiful shot from our camera operators down the backstretch, just to show you how long this backstretch really is. For all of you watching that may or may not be watching this afternoon, Talladega is the biggest track NASCAR goes to at 2.66 miles around. It is also the fastest, one of the fastest tracks on the NASCAR circuit. Michigan back in the day used to be faster than this. We'll see. Will it be Kyle or will it be Blaney? Will it be Burcham? Or will it be Burcham? Say that 10 times fast. The Burcham boys on the inside and outside of row number 1. Looks like that second row is kind of falling off. I don't know what's going on with Chris Lindsay, as he's going to close the gap now to hit this restart. That whole inside line needs to bunch it up. Multiple car lengths in between on this restart zone. As we're slowly approaching that restart zone, we'll resume on lap 22 of 50. This time by Green is in the air, and Whalen gets a good jump from the outside row. Hunter was sleeping on that one, but there the brothers go, locking into formation, one after the other, and don't look now, but Aiden Law will slot in third. Behind him, you see the battle between Chris Lindsay and the 16 of Chris Ellis. The two teammates, the 16 and 18, go high. And they bring, I want to say that's Risto with them. Yes, that's Risto with them. Those three trying to make that high line work. These three have drafted really well thus far this afternoon. Can they make a stick? As this is what we call the Hornet's Nest in racing. This is where most of the action would happen. 2 by 2. Oh, Horton gets a little air on the front end of that Chevrolet. As we see Chris Lindsay's truck getting a little loose off of 4. The 12 gives him a huge push down the tri-oval. That outside lane of Ellis and Horton trying to still make it work. As we see Deal pop out, gonna join that fray with a top side. Deal is one of those drivers, the more you watch U.S.O.R.A, the more you realize that if there's a high line, that gentleman will drive the high line. That he loves a high line. I think we might have a new nickname. He might be U.S.O.R.A's Harry Gant, because Harry Grant used to love, that's why they call him High, Wide, and Handsome Harry Gant. He liked to run the high line, and so does Deal. So, running the Harry Gant line. Ellis and Horton, the two teammates. Yes, I know they're in two different trucks, but you know what? Nobody cares. They're trying to make their way up the field, as now we got four trucks bumper to bumper in that high lane. Ooh, easy boys. Don't get greedy on them pushes. Here we go. Burcham and Burcham in the bottom row. Hunter and Whalen. Nose to tail. Truck leg separation for Whalen. Whalen out front in that 21 Ryan Blaney paint scheme this afternoon. As we see, ooh, little bit of shuffling going on back there. The top lane breaks apart just ever so slightly. Regroups. Now we see the 25 of Risto going to the high line as well. Nope. Now the 16 of Chris Ellis back out to the front. Now that 18 with Deal on his back bumper will try to go back and reclaim the race lead this afternoon. Don't look now, but Deal is also there behind him, pushing him as we see Whalen get a little bump from his brother. As we see the 17 of Law get loose. Don't look now, but they're underneath Chris Lindsay. The 12 thought better of it and gave him that spot. That could have been disastrous for the 19 of Lindsay. Deal and Horton on the outside making the high line work. Bringing Risto with them. Those four trucks. Oh no! As we see Risto get into the wall from a push from the 12. That could have been bad, but good heads-up driving for those drivers as the Oh, as we see a almost three wide battle there. Horton closes him off, but Horton's back tires are off the ground, off the back on the front bumper of the 26 of Deal. As we are going to be halfway this time by 25 up, 25 down. Welcome back to the front, the 18 of Horton that time by. Give second to Deal. Deal looking, they both go low. The two Chevrolets cut off the two Greg Biffle paint schemes. It is really hard when they are so far away to tell those two paint schemes apart and who's driving it. Thank goodness for live timing and scoring, folks. As we see the two Granger trucks going at it for third. Biffle and Blaney all behind them this afternoon as we see three wide in the background. The 12 trying to make it three wide. Can't make it. Oh, no, we have a blinker. Oh, no, is that the 25 of Risto? I do believe it is Risto. Still gone from this camera. As Risto is, went to pits. Unfortunately, having some network issues for the 25 of Risto. Not what he wanted to have this afternoon. We are clean and green. The top three have pulled away by some truck lengths from this pack. The top three, bumper to bumper, nose to tail. As we see this battle between the 10 of Sharon and the 21 of Bircham. Not to get confused with his brother, but there's a Bircham behind him. Three wide momentarily. Who has the momentum going into three? Give it to Bircham. Wayland goes to fourth solely. Now three wide behind him between Hunter. Now it's back down to two wide. Now we're going to go single file on the road to leave that leave that truck out to dry as we see Sharon going backwards. The 12 giving a shot to the back bumper of the 8 of Hunter Bircham. The two Bircham boys back up and found each other again. We'll see if they can work their way to the front of the field once more. As we see that Granger, oh no, Chris Lindsay shoots out. I don't know what happened, but wow, he gathered it up and didn't lose the pack. These trucks are jockeying back and forth all over this racetrack, folks. I can tell you, I have driven this track many, many times myself in many different vehicles. This track is bumpy, folks. The truck, car, whatever you name it, bounces around all the time around this speedway. As we're single file, but Sharon's still looking strong in that 50 truck. That is where the battle is right now as we see the 17 of Law making his way around. Now we see the 19 shoot back out. He got a run. Oh, little contact between the 12 truck and the 50 truck. Sharon going backwards. Still trying to make it work. Side drafting of all side drafts. Chris Lindsay going high, going low. Now the 12 of Sussex goes up there momentarily. No, drops down below. Single file behind Bircham. Now they leave. Now all single file. 9 trucks single file as we see the 12 pop out. The 12 truck has popped out numerous times, but he's going to leave the door open for Hunter. Hunter is going to take advantage of that. Bumper door clear for that 8 truck momentarily. The shot from Aiden Law to the back bumper of that number 8 truck. As now we see the front four slowly starting to break away, but don't look now. That 12 and that 50 are coming. They were dead last. They are back using the side draft bumper to bumper, locked in sync. As we start lap 30 out of 50 this afternoon, we have 21 more times around this speedway. The action has been fast and furious with a small field this afternoon. This is kind of like a Saturday night local short track event, but it's on the big stage on the national level. As we look now, that the 12 and that 50 of David Sharon and Nicholas Sachs going up by themselves as we see that Sachs leaves his drafting partner for dead. Holy cow, it's every man for himself this afternoon. They had momentum and they were going to the front, and now they are just dead in the water. That's what happens when you leave your drafting partner out to dry. Now the two Birchams going underneath that 50 of Sharon. Sharon going to go backwards now with no drafting help in that outside lane. The race lead has not changed hands. It is Horton, Deal, and Ellis still your top three in that 4 spot. Just riding in the tire tracks of the front three is that 12. 12's starting to look a little racy. He's going to give a shot to the back bumper of Ellis. Ellis keeps control of that, and we have a race on our hands this afternoon as the field now is still trying to dispose of that Granger F-150, but he is holding tough in that high lane. My goodness, right in front of Chris Lindsay. Chris Lindsay, who do you stay with? Do you stay with the Ram teammate? Yes, he does. And don't look now, but Sharon is dead last. As we see Chris Lindsay's popped out for a moment. Don't know if his truck was getting loose or he just got loose behind the 17 of Law. Law now trying to track down the Burcham brothers as we see the number 8 get a little hot to get air out on his nose. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is just like real life. You have to keep the nose of these trucks clean and fresh air. Otherwise, you will overheat and explode the motor. As we see that in the back of the pack. Chris Lindsay is under fire from the 10 of Sharon. Sharon trying to get back up to the race lead. You guys battle it. You guys are going to lose that draft. There they go. They tuck single file. And that's not to lose that draft. As we are all single file this time by start of lap 33 in the books. This time around, this is when you know who your drafting partners are and where your help's going to be. Excuse me. Do you work with your teammate? Or do you leave them out to dry? As we see Deal giving a shot, huge shot down the backstretch to the back bumper of the 18 of Brenton Horton. Horton, Ellis, Sussex, and then Burcham. Followed by another Burcham. Followed by the Law. Those are your top 7 at the moment. As Chris Lindsay, David Sharon, and unfortunately Donald Rustow will be dead last this afternoon with network issues. Unfortunate to him because Rustow looked very strong. He had a truck that could have won this afternoon. Single file, file except for the back of Sharon. Sharon zigzagging in and out of traffic. As we see these trucks jockeying for track position, the 26 of Deal gives a shot down the backstretch once again. He's maybe starting to show his cards at where he's going to try to make that move into 3 and 4. As we see the 2 Burcham boys, they're going to go side by side. No, they don't. They end up single filing it back out, and don't look now, but that high line's starting to work for Sharon. Sharon trying to make the high side work. As we're going to go down to pits, the whole field. Easy boys. Oh no. As the 17 of Law gets a little loose. Oh no, the 21 of Burcham spins. Burcham spins on the entry of pit road. He's gonna lift that around, and we're gonna see the 17 spin that around. Can they both keep it green? They do. What crazy things as we see the 17 slow. We're gonna keep it green to see if he can make that up, but he's gonna have to pit. My race control buttons are not wanting to work this afternoon. We'll have to figure that out between this first heat race and the second one. But not what Aiden Law wanted to see. The whole field came in, and holy cow, that could have been so bad. A lot of smoke. As we see these two pitting, battling for the overall race lead once they catch Law. Excuse me. We have Deal, we have Horton, we have Sask, we have Hunter Burcham. Chris Ellis behind him. Sharon is behind him. Chris Lindsay behind them. And what has happened to Waylon Burcham? Burcham might have had some big damage from spinning. He's going to go a lap down. As we see the field going to storm around, the race leader is Deal. Oh no. As we got a car looping it around, that is going to be the 21 of Burcham. As we're going to get the caution flag for the 21. I'm sorry, folks. This is how I can have to do race control for the moment. Uh, Whalen just can't keep that truck underneath him, and we're going to have him re-racked here. Unfortunately, and there is Aiden Law. He's going to benefit from this caution flag coming out. Disaster for Burcham. He's going to bring out this third caution of this afternoon. And like I said at folks home, I'm sorry that I'm having to race control like this, but my button box is malfunctioning. Only 3 of my buttons are working. I may have to restart my computer between the 2 heat races or feature races this afternoon. So I do apologize. We'll get it all squared away for race number 2. But race number 1 as we work under caution for the 3rd time. These drivers just pitted with that kerfuffle coming onto pit road. I let it stay green long enough, but unfortunately the 21 just spun around and couldn't get that truck back up and going. I know he was on the apron, folks, but it's still a safety concern. That is why I threw the caution. So if you're mad at me, I do apologize for that, but in the name of safety, I needed to throw that caution. This is going to give the drivers a moment to catch their breath, as we're going to go green with less than 10 laps to go. Nicholas Deal leading the field once again in the tribute truck to Kyle Busch in that Lucas Oil Chevrolet. Brendan Hording carrying a number that Kyle Busch made famous for many, many years at Joe Gibbs. That number 18 truck sitting there in second. In third is the unsponsored, looking for sponsored number 12 of Nicholas Sussex. He needs sponsors, so if you want to sponsor him, give him a call. Behind him, rocking another iconic paint scheme one more time in memory of Kyle Busch and that iconic M&M's chromed out livery is Hunter Burcham. Behind him, honoring another legend of the sport that we lost not too long ago, is the 16 of Chris Ellis. Behind him, David Cherone, also rocking a Greg Biffle tribute paint scheme this afternoon. Behind him, you have the 2 camo You Can't See Me teammates. We'll just call them teammates. They're Ram teammates. Give me a break. Of Chris Lindsay and Aiden Law. 1 lap down on pit road is the 21 of Waylon Burcham, who brought out the caution, and unfortunately Donald Rostow dropped due to network issues. We have 8 trucks on the lead lap. As these drivers are getting their breath, they're formulating a plan, figuring out when they're going to make their move, wondering who's going to go with them and what moves they have to make. Because I'd let you know, folks, right now, if we don't get another caution flag before the end of this checker flag, they will wreck coming down to the checker flags. Because like every race here in U.S.O.R.A, it is checkers or wreckers. You don't live till you see God or the checker flag. That is the motto we live by, and by golly, we'll have it. As the 2 rivals leading this field around. I say rivals, but it's all in good fun. These 2 guys race really well together. It's awesome to watch these guys compete week in and week out. I'm so glad that I can bring it to you here in your living rooms this afternoon or wherever you may be watching. Thank you for tuning in. Once again, we are at Talladega Superspeedway. For what I think should be in honor of Kyle Busch each and every year. We should nickname this the Rowdy Duels. If you like that, comment below and we'll see if we can get the name to stick and maybe make this a yearly thing. As the field doubles up behind that pace car. Light should be going out on that pace car this time by, which means 1 to go. We've got them racked and we've got them stacked and we're about to send them on their way. What do you do if you are Deal? What do you do if you're Horton? Those 2 are sitting ducks if they don't get going. As I say that, the lights go out one more time around this massive super speedway. This is a time when you rely on your teammates. Or do you just stay with manufacturers and say teammates are out the window? As we see that, speaking of blinking, looks like Law is blinking out there in the 17. Let's see if he stays connected. As we see counting up to the back of the field is the 21 of Waylon Bertram. 12 laps down in the 10th and final position this afternoon for heat race number 1 is the 25 of Donald Rostow. Deal scrubbing some heat into the tires. We'll see what the 12 can do. See if he can get locked onto the back bumper of the 26 truck. But what does the other Bertram brother do? That's going to be Hunter Bertram behind the 18 of Horton. When do you time the start? Can you get the runoff? As we see Aiden Law still blinking. Not very good as we're about to go green. As we're going to have 11 circuits around when we take the green flag. You can already start to see the strategy forming in the drivers' minds under caution. Are you showing your cards? Maybe, maybe not. You never know. 2 by 2 we go, approaching that restart zone. Your control car, the 26 a deal. Chose the inside lane. Can he get the tires to hook? As we should see, the green flag is out. Deal does get a jump, but not as much as I would have expected. A car length, maybe a trunk length and a half. And there comes Hunter Bertram looking to his outside. As the two Chevrolets go down to the bottom. They'll get the run, but don't look now. Here comes Hunter Bertram to the outside of the 18. Single car run on that outside lane. Can he make it stick with side draft? Yes, he can. He is out there to the outside for P number 2. Horton and Bertram going at it for P2 behind Deal. Deal's going to have to go wide, make that truck 2 lanes wide. No, he's going to stay with his drafting partner of the 18. Don't look now, but that number 10 of Sharon, nope. The 8 drops down to the inside lane, leaving Sharon to fight for the battle for 4th. The 4th is going on between Law, Sharon, and Ellis. And don't look now, but there's Law in the background. As the race leaders are separated by about 4 truck lengths from that pack behind him. Horton giving a shot to the back bumper of the 16. Oh, slides the 16 up ever so slightly, but the 26, sorry, my apologies, regroups. What a shot the 8 gave the 18 into the back bumper of the 26. It was like a yo-yo. Or rubber band, if you per se. As we see these trucks zigging and zagging, as we see Waylon dive out of that inside lane, says no. As we see that Reaper's logo dropping out of Aiden Law to the outside. Law going to the outside. Bertram following him. Bertram is a lap down. But that doesn't mean anything in the world of restrictor plate racing. As we're going to have 8 laps to go. 9 laps to go this time by. Sorry, I can't math today apparently. Don't judge me. I failed math. Deal with it. The 26 of Deal. Followed closely on the back bumpers is that 18 of Brenton Horton. And that 8 M&M's Toyota Tundra. Looming large as we see the 2 Craig Biffle paint schemes going at it. Now Law says, nope, we're going to leave you hanging. They leave that 50. Oh, no, as we got contact in the back. Who is that shuffled back? That looks like it's going to be Chris Lindsay that gets shuffled out, unfortunately. He may or may not lose the draft. As that battle is going on for that race lead, jockeying for position as we got single file. Chris Lindsay has lost touch. Because of that contact, he got shuffled and almost hit that inside retaining wall down the backstretch, but kept it going green. But unfortunately, is now 3 seconds behind this pack of cars in front of him. Lap 43 on the ticker. It is crunch time. Less than 10 to go. Who's going to make the moves? We see Bertram trying to make that outside line work. No, the 18 and the 26 cut him off. Big shunt to the back bumper, the 18 from the 8. As we see Bertram trying to make that outside, he's got his drafting partner of Law, Aiden Law. Gonna push him around the outside. This allows the front two of Deal and Horton to pull away momentarily. That 12 of Nicholas Essex making that push. No, he's gonna leave. That inside lane is broken up as we see Horton putting it on the outside of Deal. We're gonna see 3 wide for the race lead. Who's going to go top? Who's going to go middle? Oh my goodness gracious, not what the 18 of Horton wanted to see. They're going to go around him on the inside and outside. He's going to drop back 3 wide for that 3rd spot. Down he goes. He's going to have to regroup. Not what he wanted to see happen this close to the finish, ladies and gentlemen. As these drivers are jockeying for track position, trying to get a run on each other. What a shakeup. Deal holds the race lead, but don't look now. You have Bertram making his presence known in that A-truck on the outside. Aiden Law behind him. And don't look now, but there's the other Bertram brother. Law in a Bertram sandwich. Let's see what those 3 can do. Right now they are pulling away. And the field now is sprung back together. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. That's 17 giving a Law, giving a shot to the back bumper of Bertram. Bertram keeps the handle going, and here they go, trying to make that top line work. Aiden Law giving the 8 all he can muster as we got 3 wide behind him. Oh no, keep it off of each other. The 21 and 12 get together. They keep it straight. Oh no, where does Brendan Horton go? He's going to put it 4 wide down the backtrack. No, thought better of it. My goodness gracious, could you imagine that? 4 wide down the backstretch at Talladega with this small of field. Oh no, there's going to be contact. The 20's into the wall. Holy cow, that was not what we wanted to see. We're going to see that 12 just gets into that, yeah, right, left, right, blah, 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 blah. That's all for now, folks. Just gets into the 21 of Bertram and just turns him. You can see it right here. Just unfortunate Deal had nowhere to go, and neither does Sharon and the 12. Heavy contact. But the Deal, heavy contact to the outside retaining wall. You know what that means? We're going to have to restack and re-rack to go green one more time. I hope you have your beverages or an energy drink, because it's about to get interesting, folks. Aggression. That 12 truck, I'll be honest, from the commentator's booth, has been aggressive all afternoon. Not the first time we've seen him make contact with a truck. I understand completely. I have been known to be an aggressive driver at times, but this is strike number 2 for that driver. Just got to keep the fenders on this, guys. You just got to take a breath. I know racing's stressful, but ain't nobody like caution flags. This should give Waylon his lap back. Although he was caught up into that wreck, so he may or may not get the wave around. As he's going to bring that truck. Oh, Sharon going to bring that truck down to pit road. Interesting. Chris Ellis is going to stay out. Sharon, I didn't think he had damage on that truck, but he brings it down. Deal brings that truck down. Bertram also involved, so Bertram won't get his lap back. These 4 drivers involved in it this afternoon all make their way to their pits. Fast repair on for the 12. He's gone and away. Right side tires up for Deal. His crew rounds jacks up that left side of the truck. Left sides are going on. Four freshies are going on to the 26 of Deal. He's gone away. 4 tires going on Sharon's car as well. Interesting taking tires this close to the finish, and this should be a natural green-white checkered finish. Yeah, we should get a natural green-white checker when we go green. If we don't have another caution during that time. This is our fourth caution of the day, the only third for cause.
Hey, man. Am I driving okay?
I think we're parked, man.
Justin, I know you're on broadcast. You still got race control abilities?
I'm working on it. My box
We were trying to see if you could advance yellow so we can finish this before it times out.
Yep, give me
That was all.
one
I didn't know
second here. Sorry, dog's barking in the background as well. It's just chaos. So give me 1 second. They're not gonna like it.
Yes, sir.
But there we go.
Everybody wants it, so I came over here to say it. So thank you, sir.
You are good. I will try my best. Unfortunately, it's not letting me do that. I am so sorry, gentlemen. Try to see if I can do. I do apologize, everybody, that I am not being able to get the thing to go green. Shit. Damn it. I don't know, folks, with a minute to go if we're going to be able to get this going green, because I have to figure out these. I have to restart my computer because my button box, like I said, is only like 3 buttons working on this. It's been a disaster from the get-go, and you guys can leave all the negative reviews you can because I certainly deserve it this afternoon. I have failed and failed and failed this afternoon, so I deeply apologize. Very difficult running race control and broadcasting at the same time, and I do apologize. I'm trying my best. Fuck. Yeah, the session's gonna finish. God damn it. Fuck. We should get the green-white checkered this time, as the pace car did drop off. Green is going back in the air, and we'll have a green-white checker finish to end it. This, as the driver's going to see the green and then the white flag, followed by the checkered flag this afternoon. The aid of Bircham out front in the M&M's paint scheme. Battle for that second position right now on screen. Down the long backstretch they go. Who's going to get the run down the backstretch? Bircham goes high. Law falling behind him. The 12 on the outside. Going to try to make the outside lane work. He's going to bring the 20. No, I'm sorry. That is Sharon out to his outside. As we're going to have contact. They keep it straight for the moment. Oh, no contact. Keep it straight. They still beat and banging as we got the 12. We got chaos ensuing. Holy cow. I don't even know where to start. As there's going to be one truck to finish this, and this is going to be the 50. making his way around, followed by Deal. Holy criminy, I don't even know where to start on that one. Holy Jiminy Christmas. Let's go. Back that one up because that was just chaos from the word go. We'll see where this starts. This starts down here. We'll see it here down the backstretch into 3. That 18 on the inside. He's going to give a shot to the 16. The 8 comes down to block. Oh, the 17 tries to go with him, just not realizing the 16 of Ellis is there. Ellis gets loose. I thought they were going to keep it green. The 18 gets into the 17 of Law. They beat and bang. They get together. The 8 and the 12 get together. The 12 goes off the front bumper of the 8. The 8 goes around, and they bring her around. Deal hits the wall on the outside. As we see what happens. Oh! Deal and Bertram get together. But Deal will take home second. Does Chris Lindsay get through to P3? No, he's going to hit the wall hard. Horton back up and rolling. My goodness gracious. What a way to end this one. Holy cow. As your race winner is going to be that 10 of David Sharon. My goodness. Wow, chaos ensued. Let's see if I can pull some of these drivers in here momentarily. Hello, welcome to the booth.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Oh, not too shabby. Well, where do I start? That was just pure carnage this afternoon.
Yeah, it was.
But it was fun though. Talk us through that. That was I'm lost for words up here in the booth.
Yeah, I almost took that home, and then that last little corner got to all of us.
I thought y'all had that saved, not gonna lie. I had to go back and watch it in slow motion to figure out exactly what went wrong and how it went wrong.
Oh yeah, I'm the number 12 car, Nicholas. That's actually so you know.
Oh, hell yes. I didn't recognize the Discord name. Got to get used to some of the Discord names, so I do apologize. As I am still relatively new to U.S.O.R.A myself, so I do apologize. But P4, one spot short. I mean, how was the track for starters? It looked a little loosey-goosey out there.
It was a little loose, but I mean, I've raced this track a lot in the truck, so I was well used to
Ah,
it.
nice. Well, how do you properly say your last name?
It's that back.
Sasak. Okay. I thought so, but I just wanted to make sure because I want to be able to pronounce everybody's name correctly. So thank you for that.
Hmm.
Are you going to take part in the other 50 lap feature we have coming up, or?
Yeah, I will be.
Alrighty. So hopefully we can see you in victory lane on that one.
Yeah, I hope so myself.
Just chaos, and while I'm here, I get the privilege of doing this, and we get to honor Kyle Busch today. So, do you have a Kyle Busch memory you'd like to share?
To be honest, I just got into NASCAR pretty recently, so no,
Yeah.
not really.
Well,
But I remember always as a kid when we had the TV on the race, I always seeing the M&M up there, and it's just like spot out. How do I say this?
no, you're good.
It yeah it I just spot out over everyone else.
No,
The
understandable.
colorful M&Ms on there.
I feel that. Well, you know what? It was fun watching you. You were one of only like 3 cars to actually like excuse me, these sinuses are kicking my butt today. Making that high line work, is that just kind of where you felt comfortable?
Yeah, that's where I feel comfortable on all super speedways.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations and limping home that fourth spot. We'll look to see you here in the second feature race here momentarily. So congratulations on that fourth place finish.
Thank you.
Well, Mr. Sharon, somehow you survived. Got a copy?
Yes, I did. Yes, you do. You got a copy. I
Well,
wasn't for sure. I
no.
wasn't for sure. Yeah.
I don't even know where to begin. Typically, I have, questions to ask, you top finishers, but where did it go wrong?
Well, so you told me though, I see it's coming because I finished second last race.
You did.
On that I raced. Yeah, you said it's coming.
It's coming.
Huh?
So I mean, look at where we stand.
Yeah. I
I mean,
appreciate it there. Thank you.
yeah, you definitely have shown, time and time again when I get to broadcast, when I get the privilege to, that, you definitely have what it takes to get up there. And I know it's not the way you would have liked to win.
Well, something had to, actually though, I'll take you because I got wrecked early in the race and I had to I waited to use my fast repair and I probably should have used it sooner, but what happened is I said, well, what are you going to do? I got wrecked early, so what are you going to do?
It's I don't know why I still call it restrictor plate racing, which it's not, but that's just the style of racing it is. You just never know when that big one's going to happen.
Well,
So
I was going to the outside and I was going to go, is this lobby up? Do you know? Because
it
I don't know
is.
why, because I can't get into it.
Oh no.
I'm trying, yeah, I'm trying to get into it. It won't let me in.
Well, sounds like
Can't
we got
find
some
it.
technical issues going on with everybody this afternoon. I do have to attribute this to this iRacing update. It seems like every time they do an update, it's rather buggy and glitchy for a couple of days. So unfortunate for that, but congratulations for heat race or feature race number 1 of 2 this afternoon. Looks like you're going to take part in race number 2, another 50 lapper. You think you got what it takes to make it all the way back up to the front?
Yes, I do. It'll either be me or my teammates. I'm gonna help them win this time. I already won my race for night, so I gotta help my teammates this time. Nicholas and Hardy over there, Donald.
Yeah, those
So,
two are.
so
I thought it
yeah.
was Deal's race to go, but apparently he did rowdy things tonight.
Well, no, he got wrecked though. That was a bad wreck there.
It was a bad wreck, but I
Yeah,
had it
it's
feeling,
okay. It's
this.
part of it though. It's not. This ain't a points. I mean, yes, it is points, but it's not like how the other league we're in. But it's fun though. I enjoy it.
Yeah, absolutely, and
Yeah,
I'd love to get everybody else in the booth, but we got to go
yeah,
get the other session up here.
yeah.
But we look to seeing
You're
what
doing
you
a
can do.
great job though. I just want to tell you here, you're doing an awesome job, sir.
I
I
I
appreciate
tr-
you doing it.
I try, and it's a little difficult right now doing both, race control and broadcasting at the same time. Being only on a
Yeah,
single monitor when my button box isn't working to the
yeah,
best today. So I'm doing my
yeah.
best. So I really appreciate that. So we're gonna
Maybe I should
end.
push you to the win this time. What do you think?
Shit. If I could, I got a
You want to win?
broadcast there, brother.
I'll work on helping you too. All right.
Alrighty, sounds good. We'll put you back to your team so you guys can get a strategy
Okay.
going.
I appreciate. I appreciate it, sir. You have a good evening.
Yeah, you too.
Yep.
All right, folks, and that's going to end the broadcast for race number 1 of 2 this afternoon. And hey,